The dark web is the World Wide Web content that exists on dark nets, which is overlay networks that use the internet but require specific software configurations or authorization to access. The dark web forms a small part of the deep web, the part of the web not indexed by web search engines, although sometimes the term deep web is mistakenly used to refer specifically to the dark web. The darknets which constitute the dark web include small friend-to-friend networks as well as large popular networks such as Tor, Net, I2P and Rifle operated by public organizations and individuals. Users of the dark web refer to the regular web as ClearNet due to its unencrypted nature. The Tor dark web or Onion land uses the traffic anonymization technique of onion routing under the network's top-level domain suffix .onion. The dark web has often been confused with the deep web, the parts of the web not indexed, searchable by search engines. The term dark web first emerged in 2009, however it is unknown when the actual dark web first emerged. Many internet users only use the surface web, data that can be accessed by a typical web browser. The dark web forms a small part of the deep web, but requires custom software in order to access its content. This confusion dates back to at least 2009. Since then, especially in reporting on Silk Road, the two terms have often been conflated, despite recommendations that they should be distinguished. The dark web, also known as darknet websites, are accessible only through networks such as Tor, the onion routing project, that are created specifically for the dark web. Tor browser and Tor accessible sites are widely used among the darknet users and can be identified by the domain .onion. Tor browsers create encrypted entry points and pathways for the user, allowing their dark web searches and actions to be anonymous.
Commercial darknet markets mediate transactions for illegal goods and typically use Bitcoin as payment. These markets have attracted significant media coverage, starting with the popularity of Silk Road and its subsequent seizure by legal authorities. Silk Road was one of the first dark web marketplaces that emerged in 2011 and has allowed for the trading of illegal drugs, weapons, and identity fraud resources. These markets have no protection for its users and can be closed down at any time by authorities. Despite the closures of these marketplaces, others pop up in their place. As of 2020, there have been at least 38 active dark web marketplaces, even though there can be many more. These marketplaces are similar to that of eBay or Craigslist, where users can interact with sellers and leave reviews about marketplace products. Bitcoin services. Bitcoin is one of the main cryptocurrencies used in dark web marketplaces due to the flexibility and relative anonymity of the currency. With Bitcoin, people can hide their intentions as well as their identity. A common approach was to use a digital currency exchanger service which converted Bitcoin into an online game currency, such as gold coins in World of Warcraft, that will later be converted back into fiat currency. Bitcoin services such as tumblers are often available on Tor, and some, such as Grams, offer darknet market integration. A research study undertaken by Jean-Loup Richet, a research fellow at ESSEC, and carried out with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, highlighted new trends in the use of Bitcoin tumblers for money laundering purposes using
Many hackers sell their services either individually or as a part of groups. 49. Such groups include Xdedic, Hackforum, Trojan Forge, Mazafaka, Dark Zero Da, and the Real Deal Darknet Market. 50. Some have been known to track and extort apparent pedophiles. 51. Cybercrimes and hacking services for financial institutions and banks have also been offered over the dark web. 52. Attempts to monitor this activity have been made through various government and private organizations, and an examination of the tools used can be found in the Procedure Computer Science Journal. 53. Use of Internet-scale DNS distributed reflection denial of service (DRDoS) attacks have also been made through leveraging the dark web. 54. There are many scam onion sites also present which end up giving tools for download that are infected with Trojan horses or backdoors. The type of content that has the most popularity on the dark web is illegal pornography, more specifically, child pornography. 43. About 80% of its web traffic is related to accessing child pornography despite it being difficult to find even on the dark web. 43. A website called Lolita City, which has since been taken down, contained over 100 gigabytes of child pornographic media and had about 15,000 members. 43. Terrorist organizations took to the internet as early as the 1990s. The birth of the dark web attracted these organizations due to the anonymity, lack of regulation, social interaction, and easy accessibility. 72. These groups have been taking advantage of the chat platforms within the dark web to inspire terrorist attacks. 72. Groups have even posted how-to guides, teaching people how to become and hide their identities as terrorists. 72. Within the dark web, there exists emerging social media platforms similar to those on the World Wide Web. This is known as the Dark Web Social Network, DWSN. 77. The DWSN works like a regular social networking site where members can have customizable pages, have friends, like posts, and blog in forums. Facebook and other traditional social media platforms have begun to make dark web versions of their websites to address problems associated with the traditional platforms and to continue their service in all areas of the World Wide Web. 78. Unlike Facebook, the privacy policy of the DWSN requires that members are to reveal absolutely no personal information and remain anonymous. 77. Whilst a great many products are sold, drugs dominate the numbers of listings, with the drugs including cannabis, MDMA, modafinil, 107, 108, 109, LSD, cocaine, and designer drugs. Personally identifying information, financial information like credit card and bank account information, and medical data from medical data breaches is bought and sold, mostly in darknet markets but also in other black markets. 110. A large number of services pretend to be a legitimate vendor shop or marketplace of some kind in order to defraud people. These include the notoriously unreliable gun stores, citation needed, or even fake assassination websites. People increase the value of the stolen data by aggregating it with publicly available data and sell it again for a profit, increasing the damage that can be done to the people whose data was stolen. This is reality of dark web and how much scary it can be to the people. For knowing such more interesting facts, subscribe the channel.